Since the fall of humanity, slavery has existed in our world. The evils of slavery continue to exist today. Now, by definition, slavery, or human trafficking, is the use of forced fraud or coercion to compel someone to engage in commercial sex or forced labor in services. This includes any act involving the abduction or sale of any individual for the purpose of exploiting them. There are an estimated 30 million people actively being exploited as slaves in our world today.
AbolitionNC started as a small prayer group of concerned individuals about the idea that human trafficking existed. We became a nonprofit that helped us make more of a difference, make commitments to our partner organizations, and really provide better resources for survivors here in our area.
AbolitionNC provides in-kind donations and financial resources to our survivors. More importantly, however, we have begun to mentor our survivors. Our hope for a survivor is that they would become independent, that they would understand that their identity is not based on what somebody else might value from them, that they would be able to maintain a residence, that they would be able to maintain employment, and that they would have relationships that would build them up and encourage them in their walk to be the person that God has intended them to be. Trafficking is everywhere. Increasingly this year, we have served men and children that are residents of North Carolina.
In our community, there really is not one example of what human trafficking looks like, but it's the vulnerable that aren't trying to do the wrong thing but take an opportunity and are exploited.
Back in October of 2015, North Carolina passed Senate Bill 279, which requires public schools to educate students about sex trafficking. AbolitionNC partnered with Guilford County schools in donating a curriculum that's being used in middle schools and high schools. The curriculum is primarily a video called Chosen, and it features two American teenage girls telling their stories about how they were lured into trafficking. That's being shown to 8th through 12th graders in Guilford County. It's important to raise awareness among youth because they're at risk. They're seeking love and attention, and traffickers know that and can prey upon those vulnerabilities. The average age of entry into sex trafficking in the United States is 13. So we want to target kids at that age so that they understand what this looks like and that they can protect themselves and their friends.
It's so important for a survivor of human trafficking who's gone through isolation to know that there's a community here to support and encourage them moving forward. For some, this is the first chance that they don't feel alone and they have the courage to move forward. The problem of human trafficking, it's huge and hard to think about sometimes, but for AbolitionNC, the focus of each client and doing what we can when we're with them to let them know that there's hope and that we believe that they can be restored is what drives us.
AbolitionNC serves in love as a community of people who believe that we are made in the image of our Creator, purposed for goodness and truth and beauty. Please consider prayerfully what gifts and financial resources you might offer to free those held in bondage in our community, so that they might know the true freedom restoration brings. What would you be willing to do to free a lost brother or sister right here in the Triad of North Carolina?